The year our love burned brightest was when Asher died. They claimed it was a car accident. Everyone expected me to break, but I didn't cry, didn't scream. 2 years later, I walked into an exclusive lounge and found him alive, locked in a kiss with another woman as if he had been starving for air. His friends rushed to justify. Alara, after the accident, he was in a coma. He lost his memory. We didn't want to worry you. Asher pulled back, frowning at me. So, you're my fiancé? I don't remember, but I'll honor our engagement. I smiled softly. They're lying. We've never met. What he didn't know. On the day he supposedly died, I had received a video. He laughed with friends. I can't be tied down to one woman, he said. I'll fake my death. You all deal with comforting her. He also didn't know that in those 2 years, I had moved on. My friends froze. Then their voices rose in a chorus of disbelief. Alara, how can you say that? We kept it from you to protect you, not to hurt you.
Exactly.
He just woke up, don't throw a fit now. The room thickened with tension. Before I could respond, a soft laugh cut through the noise. Asher rose from the couch, a cigarette dangling from his fingers, radiating a lazy, effortless confidence. If we don't know each other, then fine. Saves me some trouble. The woman clinging to his arm looked nervous, yet adoring. Asher, I know you. She doesn't appreciate you, but I'll marry you, okay? Asher didn't reply to her. His gaze shifted to me, cool and calculating. Then he slid an arm around her waist and kissed her deeply. My friends formed a protective wall around me. Alara, he has amnesia, one whispered. He loved you more than anything. You should help him remember. This isn't the time for games. I opened my mouth to protest, but a sharp pain lanced through my abdomen. My face went pale. Without another word, I turned and fled. I moved so fast no one could stop me. Only after I disappeared did they look back at Asher with worried sighs. You went too far. She's really pissed. What if she leaves you for good? A smirk spread across Asher's face as he sank back onto the sofa. Alara's predictable. It's been 2 years she misses me. Amnesia is perfect. Once I've had my fun, I'll recover my memory. She'll come running, no apologies needed. Once I escaped the lounge, my legs gave out. I slumped against the wall, pain so sharp it stole my breath. I didn't even make it to the restroom. A shadow fell over me. What's this? A familiar voice murmured, low and teasing. Heartbroken enough to chase after him, I looked up. Cade stood in the doorway, arms crossed, dressed all in black. Shadows partially hid his face, but his eyes, dark and unreadable, held mine. The line of his lips was sharp, his posture calm and commanding. Tears spilled down my face, a mix of fury and helplessness. Cade's expression softened. He stepped forward. Don't cry. I won't say that again. With ease, he lifted me from the floor. The crisp scent of cedar followed him, oddly grounding. I instinctively hugged his neck. My stomach hurts, I whispered. Cade's brow creased. Early, I nodded, resting my head against his broad shoulder. He carried me to his car, helped me into the passenger seat, and cranked the heat. Wait here. I'll get you something. A few minutes later, my phone buzzed with a video call. Cade held it up from inside a store. They're out of your usual brand. Anything look good? I reached to answer when a voice froze me. Asher, still with that girl clinging to him, had appeared in the same store. His eyes widened at Cade. I called you for drinks and you ditched me for this? Buying stuff for a girl, he barked. Are you on a call with her? Who's the saint who finally tamed Cade? Asher lunged for the phone, but Cade's cold glare made him stop. Okay. You're protective, Asher conceded. Just bring her out sometime. Oh, and I saw Alara. She walked into the wrong room and saw me with Nicole. Scared me half to death. Thank God we made up that amnesia story. I'll mess around a bit more, then recover my memory. And Cade, your fake death plan? Genius. Worked perfectly. The screen went dark. Cade returned about 10 minutes later. He avoided looking at me as he handed me a small bag and slid into the driver's seat, locking the doors behind him. I had some ginger tea sent to the house, he said softly, almost hesitant. Do you want to come back with me to drink it? The quiet vulnerability in his tone was disarming. Cade, one of the city's most influential heirs and Asher's closest friend, had always been a cold presence around me. During my relationship with Asher, he rarely spoke, rarely even glanced my way, especially when others teased us into showing public affection. Everyone assumed he disliked me. Then, the day Asher died, I got a video. It was Cade sending a recording of Asher, laughing. I can't be tied down to just one woman. I'll fake my death and enjoy life a little longer. Make sure she's comforted. Don't let her do anything reckless. I never suspected the plan to fake Asher's death had originated with Cade. He was far more cunning than anyone realized. The moment we reached Cade's villa, he swept me into his arms before I even touched the pavement. After I tended to myself in the bathroom, he laid me on the bed and handed me his phone to play games. Once I finished the ginger tea, he quietly undressed and climbed into bed beside me, his hands tracing gentle, soothing circles over my abdomen. The soft light highlighted the contours of his body, and I found myself drawn to explore every line with my fingers. Cade's eyes darkened as he caught my hand. "Behave," he murmured, his voice thick with desire. I ignored him. He cupped my head, fingers tangling in my hair, and pulled me down for a kiss. 2 years apart had only sharpened his familiarity with me, every movement deliberate and knowing. Later, tangled together in the haze of heat and exhaustion, he whispered raggedly, "Help me." I already knew the endurance he commanded. When it finally ended, I was left pleasantly sore, my wrist aching from the intensity. Just as he prepared to carry me to the bathroom, his phone buzzed on the nightstand. Pressed against it, I accidentally hit the answer button. Asher's smug voice filled the room. "Cade, I'm thinking of throwing an engagement party with Nicole, just to get under Alara's skin. She saw me alive, didn't panic, just got jealous and hasn't called. 2 years has made her bold. I'll make her feel the pain of losing me again. Maybe you can help me." I gasped sharply, not from his words, but from the stir of my body in response to Cade's touch. I shot Cade a look that mixed mortification and irritation. Asher's voice rang out again, incredulous. "Cade, what are you doing over there? You've got a woman with you? Let me guess, the one from the video call." 2 years had passed. Even if Asher recognized my voice, I doubted it. Cade, however, had no intention of playing along. His dark gaze burned into me, sending shivers down my spine. I tried to wriggle away, crawling toward the edge of the bed, but his hand shot out, gripping my ankle and holding me in place. Asher continued, oblivious. "Seriously, bring her out so I can see the miracle worker who tamed the unshakable Cade. And now that you're off the market, you can't refuse me when I try to set you up with girls. I was going to ask you to invite Alara to my engagement party, but then I remembered you can't stand her." Cade ended the call abruptly, tossing the phone aside and lifting me effortlessly toward the bathroom. 3 hours later, we emerged. Cade wore a look of deep satisfaction. I shot him a glare and flopped onto the bed, turning away. My phone buzzed with a new message from one of Asher's friends. 2 years ago, he had introduced me to everyone in his life. "Alara, Asher is getting engaged in 7 days.
You need to talk to him.
He might regret it when he regains his memory. This isn't what he really wants." I read it, then deleted the message. Trouble wasn't something I chased. As for Asher's engagement, what did it matter to me? Cade reached for me, but I scowled over my shoulder and scooted farther away. I wasn't ready to go through another 3-hour ordeal. The news that Asher was not only alive, but engaged spread like wildfire. My phone erupted, calls, messages, notifications, all a mix of sympathy, anger, and gossip. Leah, my college roommate, was first. Her voice boomed with righteous indignation. "When I heard Asher was alive, I was thrilled for you. And then I find out he's engaged? That's disgusting. Amnesia doesn't excuse betrayal. You were his fiancé. Didn't anyone tell him?" She fumed. "I won't let this slide. I'm tracking down that party, and we're giving him a piece of our minds." I chuckled softly. "People break engagements all the time, Leah. What he does now doesn't involve me. Whatever we had ended 2 years ago. But I can't stand it. You waited for him. I watched you stay single all this time." I nearly choked on a cracker. Waited for him? Hardly. My relationship with Cade was still a secret. Leah pouted, trying to sway me further. When I refused, she sighed dramatically.
"Fine.
But are you free tonight? Let's go out. Drinks on me." With nothing else planned, I agreed. She picked a lavish hotel instead of a bar. I frowned at the taxi drop-off. "I thought you said a bar?" "Bars are sketchy at night," she said, avoiding my gaze. "A hotel is safer. Appetizers, too. It'll be fun." But as the ballroom doors swung open, my heart froze. This was Asher's engagement party. On stage, he and Nicole, the girl from the lounge, were exchanging rings. She blushed, lost in adoration. Asher, tense, kept glancing toward the entrance. When his eyes met mine, a slow, triumphant smirk spread across his face. The officiant asked, "Do you, the groom-to-be, promise to stand by the bride-to-be in every important moment of your life?" Asher's gaze flickered to me once more. "I do." He slipped the ring onto Nicole's finger. The crowd erupted. "Kiss her. Kiss her." Nicole, cheeks crimson, leaned in eagerly. Asher wrapped an arm around her waist and kissed her passionately. I turned to Leah, who flinched under my stare, but tried to push me forward.
Go.
"Get your man back. He belongs to you." I said nothing. My gaze swept the room. The doors had quietly closed, several of Asher's friends blocking the exit.
Trapped.
Leah stammered, guilt written across her face. "I couldn't stand seeing you treated like this. That's why I tricked you here. I'll go up there and help you." I remained calm. "Leah, Nicole is your cousin, isn't she?" Leah froze. My words had hit their mark. I laughed sharply. Just because she treats that man like a prize doesn't mean anyone else does. Surveying the lavish setup, champagne, pastries, drinks, I realized they wanted me here for their drama.
Fine.
I found a seat, picked up a piece of cake, and observed. Cade was away on business. Leah, regaining her nerve, pointed at me accusingly. "How dare you, Alara Song? You're jealous. My cousin and my brother-in-law are in love, and you can't stand it." I scoffed. Before I could respond, a tearful voice interrupted. Nicole had made her way to me. "Miss Song, please don't blame Asher. He doesn't remember. He loves me now. If you're angry, take it out on me. Hit me, scream, whatever you want." Her grip was tight. Pain jolted through my wrists. I shoved her away. She shrieked and collapsed. Suddenly, someone shoved me. My ankle twisted painfully, sharp pain shooting up my leg. Asher loomed over me, rage on his face. "You've gone too far, Alara. Who gave you the right to bully Nicole at my engagement party? Apologize." Guests circled, eager for the spectacle. "Miss Song, he's in the past," someone lectured. "Crashing the party is poor taste." Nicole, still in Asher's arms, gave me a mocking smile. I smiled back.
Fine.
"I apologize." Then I slapped her, hard. Thinking it looked uneven, I gave her the other cheek. Her sobs turned to hysterical screams. Asher raised his hand, but his friends restrained him. "Don't overdo it," one hissed. "When your memory comes back, don't make a fool of yourself. Nicole isn't worth it." Before Asher could respond, Cade arrived, storming across the ballroom. In the car, Cade's face was grim as he gently removed my shoe, resting my swollen foot on his lap. "I thought you were on a business trip. Why are you back?" I asked. "Finished early. Saw the messages. You were at Asher's engagement," he said. I explained everything. Leah's trick, Nicole being her cousin, and that whatever existed with Asher ended 2 years ago. Cade listened quietly, his features softening. He took me to the hospital. X-rays revealed a bad sprain, not a break. I'd need a month of rest. While the cast was applied, Cade vanished. Outside, he spoke coldly on the phone. "All Hazeband's collaborations are terminated. Ignore him." Once the cast was on, Cade brought me home and barely left my side for a month, tending to my every need. When the day came to remove the cast, I insisted on seeing the doctor myself. Cade refused, lifting me into his arms as we walked toward the office. The stares of passers-by made my cheeks burn. I buried my face against his chest, safe in his embrace. At a bar not far from the hospital, Asher scowled at his phone, dialing the same number over and over to no avail. His friends watched nervously. "What's going on, Ash? Did you do something to set Cade off?" "This is huge." Asher rubbed his temples, bewildered. Cade had severed all business ties between their families, ignoring years of friendship.
Why?
Could it have something to do with Alara? At the engagement party, someone had asked Cade to escort her home. Cade had always disliked her. Was this punishment for that request? No, Cade wasn't petty like that. And Alara wasn't significant enough to disrupt their friendship. Frustration gnawed at Asher, a familiar panic rising, the same helplessness he'd felt building his business from scratch. Back then, Alara had been by his side, steadying him, helping him through obstacles. Not Nicole, who only said things like, "Don't drink so much," or "Stop looking at your phone." Useless. Suddenly, he found himself missing her. A notification pinged in the group chat. "Holy shit. You guys won't believe what I just saw. Is this Alara? Who's carrying her?" He opened the attached photo. It showed Alara being carried, princess style, by a man in front of the hospital. Rain fell, the sky gray. The man's identity was obscured. But Alara was unmistakable. Asher froze. Then, a cold sneer twisted his lips, and he hurled his glass against the wall. Her nerve, she's trying to make me jealous? Does she not care that when my memory returns, I'll see her as tainted? His friends exchanged uneasy glances, silent. After leaving the hospital, my foot could finally bear weight. Just outside, my phone buzzed. I opened the message. It was from a number I hadn't heard from in 2 years. Alara, my memory's back. I didn't save the name, but I'd recognize it anywhere. Cade saw the message and tightened his grip on my hand, as if afraid I'd run. I deleted the text without emotion and turned to him, smiling. Cade, let's get married. Meanwhile, Asher tossed his phone aside, closing his eyes with a smug smile. He pictured Alara receiving his message, overwhelmed with joy, calling him in tears. Should he answer immediately? Or let her sweat a little? Pay back for daring to see another man? Yes, he'd wait. Let her anticipation build. He even ordered her favorite cupcakes, expecting she'd call any moment. The cupcakes arrived. The call never did. He tried dialing himself. It went straight to number unavailable. 15 minutes later, he borrowed a friend's phone. It connected, and before he could speak, a child's voice answered. Are you looking for my auntie? She's busy trying on wedding dresses. Cade moved faster than I could imagine. Before I knew it, I was at a bridal boutique having a custom gown designed. Cade coordinated everything, dowry, invitations, marital home, while I measured myself for the dress. Afterward, Cade's niece, Poppy, ran up to me with my phone. I'm sorry, Auntie Alara. I answered by mistake while playing a game. On the screen, a furious, trembling voice raged. I paused, understood immediately, then ended the call. I ruffled Poppy's hair. It's fine, sweetie. Keep playing. Asher couldn't believe it. A child? Helping Alara? She was getting out of control. He rubbed his eyes, deciding she needed a lesson. He wouldn't call. He'd teach her consequences. He tried rallying his friends. Come on, let's drink. She's just playing games. No one moved. The atmosphere felt strange. Give her an hour, he muttered. She'll call back. He downed his drink, smirking, but the friends kept staring. Then one handed him an envelope. Cade had sent the wedding invitations. The lavish card read, Groom, Cade Hayes. Bride, Alara Song. Bride first, groom second. Asher's jaw dropped. The wedding was scheduled just 2 weeks later. Those 14 days passed in a whirlwind of frantic preparations. When I had suggested to Cade that we should marry, it was mostly to calm his anxieties and give him a sense of stability. I never imagined he would act so quickly. The day arrived, and the venue buzzed with familiar faces. Friends from the old circle, people who had once shared nights with Asher and Cade, came by our table to raise a toast, offering warm congratulations. Asher was there too. He lingered at the back of the room, eyes rimmed with red, burning with fury at me. His hands were clenched so tightly that the champagne flute he held shattered, a trickle of blood running down his fingers. I noticed it, and my expression remained calm. Such bad luck on a day like this, I said softly, loud enough for him to hear. His face paled immediately. Security swiftly escorted him out, leaving a tense hush in the air. The reception ended 2 hours later. Exhausted, Cade and I finally returned home, only to find someone waiting at the door. It was Asher. He looked as though he had been standing there for hours. The moment his eyes landed on me, he lunged forward, reaching for my hand, but Cade intercepted, blocking him effortlessly. You shameless bastard. Asher spat, fury blazing in his eyes. Alara is my fiancée. How dare you steal her from me? He was livid, as though the ultimate betrayal had been committed. I treated you like a brother, Cade. This is how you repay me. Cade's brow furrowed. He was about to call security again, but I stepped forward, silencing him with a shake of my head. Asher's eyes flickered with hope. Alara, I raised my hand and struck him across the face, cold and controlled. Whatever we had ended 2 years ago, I said evenly. The person I love now is Cade. You will not hurt him. Now apologize. His protests faltered, replaced with the rehearsed pleas of a man who knew how to perform. Alara, I had amnesia. I didn't mean it. My memory's back now, I swear. Nicole will never come between us again. I only smiled. Is that so? Believe me, I remembered, and you're the only one I've ever loved. I had grown tired of his acting. Pulling out my phone, I played the video I had kept, the one showing him plotting his fake death, carefree and laughing. Color drained from his face as he shook his head. That's edited, it's not real. I scoffed. I'm not a child, Asher. He stumbled back, lips trembling. You knew 2 years ago. I had no interest in listening. I turned to leave, but he grabbed my arm. If you knew, why didn't you tell me? We could have been together. I felt disgusted. Cade's hand tightened over mine instinctively, and he shoved Asher aside. Clutching his stomach, Asher pointed shakily at Cade. It was him. He made me do it. If it weren't for him, we would be married. Don't let him fool you. He's scheming. I squeezed Cade's hand, reassuring him. It was just one of the tricks he used to keep me with him. I led Cade to the front door. Moments later, bodyguards arrived and removed Asher. I didn't hear from Asher again for 3 months. This time, the news was real. He had died in a car crash, drunk driving, they said. Leah bombarded me with furious messages. Alara, you heartless bitch. Do you know what you put him through? He was miserable, drinking, fighting, all because of you. Well, I hope you're happy.
He's dead.
That's what you wanted, isn't it? I ignored most of them. The few I read, I forwarded to Cade's family lawyer. The police were contacted, Leah was arrested for harassment, and she now had a criminal record. I paid no mind. My focus was elsewhere, planning a honeymoon with Cade. Epilogue, Cade's perspective. When did I fall for Lara? It was in college. We attended the same university. I believed in love at first sight. Before I met her, I thought it was just a cliche. Then I saw her. Before I could tell her how I felt, I was sent abroad for a project. When I returned, she was standing beside Asher at a party, introducing herself as his girlfriend. In that instant, I wanted to sever my friendship with Asher. But I couldn't. Alara loved him, and they were engaged. I had to endure it. For a year, I attended every gathering she did, quietly suffering, silently watching them. Then news arrived that they were marrying. My opportunity had come. On the eve of Asher's last night of freedom, I knew my moment had finally arrived.